Cat in the box.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mix It Up podcast. I'm Mike. That is Nick. We are back once again with another fine episode of the Mix It Up podcast. So, Nick, the weekend started off good for me. I'm sure it started off good for you because we were in the same spot on Saturday, man. How'd the rest of the show go?
It went awesome, man. We had the 10 performances, 4 acoustic acts, 6 full bands. Music went from 12 o'clock to 11:30-ish at Yonkers Brewery. And we ended up raising about like $2,000 for feeding Westchester. So it was awesome, man. You know, we put the buckets out in front of the stage. We put one on the bar. And when I went to go check, there was actually money in them.
Go
It was awesome, man.
I thought you're gonna be one of those people ringing the bell, like for the Salvation Army. Like I thought you're gonna have one of those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
At least we know this money went to a good cause. I don't trust those Salvation Army people. I see him like because I had to go get an implant on Monday for the start of an implant on my tooth. So I was actually my dentist is like right around the corner from you. I think you know him, dentist Jimmy up in the neighborhood. So yeah, I've known him for years since we're hung out like 16, 17 years old, you know, up the block. It's just funny how some of us, you know, became dentists, podcasters, and murderers. You know what I mean? It's a wide range of people. Like, you know, I grew up hanging around that neighborhood. But anyway, I had to go to Walgreens to get my script filled, you know, some painkillers, all that shit. And then these motherfuckers out there ringing the bell, and people are just going there putting money in these like little pans. It looks like a little fucking teapot. But like, what's stopping these motherfuckers from just scooping some of that shit up and handing in like only half that? You know, I don't trust that kind of shit, man. But at least you did the right thing. You went to the right spot, and you know, you fed fucking some homeless motherfuckers some good meals and shit, man. So they're getting paid, and they're gonna have a good holiday because of that.
Yeah, it's funny because I stash certain money away, like in a place where it's kind of hard to find
On your mattress?
especially like, yeah, the studio money that I have from Outrage Studios, I put it underneath something. So, you know, if somebody's in my room, they can't find it right away, you know? And so I just came back from the studio and I put it where I put it. And I'm like, what the fuck is this huge stack of money over here? I'm like, didn't I just deposit the Outrage Studio money the other day? Like the actual studio money that we make. And I was like, oh, that's right. This is the cash that we made from the charity event the other day.
You already forgot.
Yeah, I haven't put it in the bank yet to you know, send it to Feeding Westchester.
Hey, buy some Bitcoin with that, man. We'll double that money up real quick.
Yeah, but just want to thank everybody again for coming out to that and donating. It was absolutely fucking awesome. So thanks everybody who's listening out there.
Definitely a cool time. I posted some pictures up on the Instagram account on the Big Blue Offensive _ Mix It Up Pod. So if you want to check out some pictures of the guy and the girl, which is Nick and Anne Maria's girlfriend, they sang some Christmas songs. All of a sudden I started feeling festive. I'm like, all right, now I got to get out of here, go home, buy my dog some Christmas gifts. So I did that. And then that was pretty much it, man, except for Sunday, the Giants lost. So I was miserable that day. And then, of course, I got my implant on Monday. So, yeah, the weekend started off good for me, but then it kind of just went fucking downhill pretty quick. But now I'm back on the podcast, so I'm happy right now. But it's what it is, man. So what topics we gonna roll with this week?
Tuesdays are for podding. We should make that our thing. Like Saturdays are for the boys, Tuesdays are for podding.
That's the slogan, man. We're rolling with.
Yeah. So, all right, we got a few topics here. You know, we're probably not going to reach all of them. You know, because that's how we are. Just like how Barstool Sports has their motto, one bite. You know the rules. Ours is 6 topics. We only hit 4. You know the rules. So we're going to talk about the Ghislaine Maxwell trial and the lack of knowledge that we'll have to talk about. Actually, that's it. That's it. We could say Ghislaine Maxwell trial, and then we won't have anything else to speak about. Pretty much.
That could go on for a while.
Australia internment camps is frightening. It's scary.
Yeah,
it's not scary, but it's ridiculous. The school shooting, the unfortunate event there, gun control, like sort of like a mask versus unmasked fight, not a fight, but a rebuttal of some sort by the Maskies or then whatever the fuck. And then Ukraine and Russia are at odds again, and Biden and Putin had a virtual sit down, and I saw something on social media which I'd like to talk about. But Mike wants to talk about Ghislaine Maxwell first. So let's kick it. Talk to us.
I sure do, man. So like I don't know if people like are actually following this because our mainstream media, it just seems like it's not a big headline. All they want to talk about is like wearing a goddamn mask or COVID, or all of a sudden, like, you know, when the Maxwell trial started, all of a sudden this new variant comes out to fucking scare us. It's just funny how that works out, right? Try to distract us, and they don't even fucking talk about this fucking trial like on mainstream media, which is, it's crazy on in itself. So it's like, who are these high profile people that are connected with Epstein that's in his black book? I mean, they had to be powerful people in the media that they're just trying to kill the fucking story, like they killed Jeffrey Epstein pretty much.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
he was about to, you know, Epstein was about to cut a deal with these people. Yeah, he was going to drop names, and then all of a sudden, you know, once he implied that he was going to drop names of this global sex ring, he died shortly after in prison, which is just, I mean, there's no coincidence in life. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I mean, it's a fucking big deal, man. And I don't think people are really like paying that much attention to it because of that. What do you think, Nick? You think that's am I onto something, or am I just making that up?
No, that's 100% it. So somebody said that federally they can't show the case because you can't have cameras in there apparently.
Right.
So it's not like any other local, I guess, case or whatever the fuck, state case. But that's 100%. When people are on Facebook saying, why is the Ghislaine Maxwell trial not getting as much media coverage as this? It's exactly that, because if I owned a company if I owned a media company and I was involved in something, why would I promote it? Like, oh yeah, look, they're coming after me. They're coming after me.
Yep. Yep.
You're not going to do that. But I'd love to see where this goes. It's very, very fucking exciting to know that something like this could explode, and you could see people come out like, oh my God, this stupid piece of shit. But there's going to be people out there that you don't want on the list though, too. Like they say Tom Hanks is out there.
Right. Your heroes,
like,
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And that's going to be fucking disappointing. But at the same time, hell, they should be fucking thrown in prison.
Right. They should be fucking, you know what they should be, thrown right to hell, man. Fucking let them burn.
Yeah.
You know, of course, like the judge, yeah, we can't allow like images or video, but I'm sure they could do those stupid like drawings. You know, like that the drawings come out like fucking whack Simpson characters where their fucking face all fucked up. I'm sure you could throw a whole bunch of that and fucking show that in fucking public. But you know, it was funny. They had like when the police had the search warrant, when the Fed showed up to his into his house, they could find that on YouTube if you want to see the police go through his Palm Beach, you know, walk through his house to get the fucking safe where they found like thousands of videos of and pictures, images of, you know, underage girls on there, you know.
Really?
Like, yeah, dude, it was pretty crazy, man. It's just time to expose this vast network of elites that helped enable Jeffrey Epstein and Maxwell to fucking thrive in this fucking crazy ass fucking ring they've been fucking doing. Like Epstein, apparently, like there's videos of dudes like in his black book having sex with, or pretty much raping, you know, these underage women. There's videos of this, and it's pretty much, he used that as almost like a blackmail in a way, but almost as intelligence, saying so he could get information from these high profile people, he could get connected. And that's how he kind of used, you know, like that information for him to get all of a sudden, like, where do you get all this money and shit from? You know, a lot of this money didn't come from fucking people. But before I start naming names, I want to say, like, this is just in his black book. They've been on the Lolita Express, his flights to these whorehouses he was going to, or, you know, that he owned. So I'm not saying they're guilty or innocent. You make that own conclusion. I don't want to get fucking sued. But, you know, there was Bill Gates was on this fucking flight. And after the first time that Epstein was legally designated a child sex offender and sex trafficker, he still went on these flights with him. So, I mean, look at Bill Gates. Looks kind of a fucking nerd. He looks like the type of fucking, hey, Yeah, allegedly, that would do some crazy shit, right? Wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I'm not even gonna talk about him because I don't even think I think he's way beyond humanity anymore. I think he might be part alien, honestly. And
Part of
he could
it.
probably hear everything we're saying right now. So I'm gonna stay away from him. But move to the next person and I'll talk about that person.
All right. Are you sure you want the next person? The next person, Bill Clinton.
Yeah,
Bill Clinton.
I don't mind talking about him.
He's got connections. I mean, like, there's people that say, like, oh, Bill Clinton's innocent, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, how do you know? All we know is Bill Clinton back in the day when he was in fucking office, he took a cigar and stuck it up an intern that was like 19 years old, Lewinsky, right up her fucking hoo-ha. You know what I'm saying? He did that.
Yeah.
That's on record. He fucking shot a load on her dress that she paid. So it's like now you just think he's innocent. Like he's giving you the fucking clues right there. By the way, he's been on a flight like fucking 40 times apparently on this Lolita Express, going back and forth between this fucking job. So, I mean, come on, man. This is probably the biggest child sex trafficking ring trial that's happening right now, but you just hear crickets from this global media, which is just insane. These are high profile people names. Of course they want this shut up. Of course they do.
Right. And it's happening though. The trial's actually happening. Yeah. So there's going to be a verdict and there's going to be, unless she keeps her fucking lips sealed, right?
I don't know.
So we're gonna know something eventually, right? It's gonna be public knowledge. Like court cases are public knowledge, right? Aren't we gonna be able to know who she named?
But if it's Nick, if this shit is tied to like the U.S. government, which it seems like it is with the CIA, like, do they have something that on her, like, if she reveals any names, is she gonna get fucking like? Does she know what's coming to her? Is she still gonna evolve those fucking names, knowing that? Right. Knowing like what happened to Jeffrey Epstein, like she knows Jeffrey Epstein wasn't gonna kill himself. That kind of person with that kind of money, that kind of life or whatever, those kind of people don't fucking kill themselves, even if he's just going to prison for the rest of his life or rest of his days. Those people don't fucking off themselves. No fucking way. I just want names. I want all the names of this fucking whole ring, man. We don't hear about it. They just continue to talk about how many people died of COVID. Like, come on, man. Like, are people that fucking stupid and gullible that we're just getting fucking like pushed in another direction?
Yes, they are that stupid and gullible.
It's crazy.
I know you wanna take a break right now. Is that what you want to do?
No, I want to keep talking about this, man. Like there was like this one girl, like in the Epstein thing, she went to, his house, whatever. She's underage and she was told to go find other girls to give Epstein blowjobs 3 times a day. So she would get $600 for each girl she brought and the girls would get paid $300. So some of them were poor and they just were forced to keep fucking going in there and shit. Yeah. They had outfits like schoolgirl outfits that were brought to that fucking place that have to wear. Like this is some like serious fucking sick shit, man. They fed them drugs and shit like to keep them around. It was fucking nuts, man. It's Maxwell, she one time at like a celebrity party, she was boasted how she gave George Clooney a blowjob in the bathroom one time. So I mean, come on, man. Like these people are just all over the place. Like they have all this information. I know they have their information at their hands and they just, it has to come out some way or another. We're going to find out something. I just hope it's not something I know. Like it's like if Dave Matthews fucking one of these fucking guys, it would just ruin my whole fucking like, genre of music for the past like 10 years.
Was Ghislaine Maxwell of age when she did a little something with George Clooney?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because she's.
So, I mean, you can't blame her. Can't blame her. I mean, there's tons of women that would want to blow George Clooney.
Yeah, but I'm saying like she got him on the fucking flight a few times. So what was he doing back then? You know what I mean? So that's my whole point. It's just like what do they got going on there? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that much about the island, obviously, but like, there's a good chance that some of those people on that flight didn't know what was going on. There's a
Yeah,
chance.
yeah, of course. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't want to, you know, allegedly. I just want to accuse anybody, but Prince
Right.
Andrew flew 130 times on it. What do you think that creep was doing? There's picture with him around one of the underage young girls. Like there's
Really.
pictures, there's evidence that we've seen all over like social media for the past few years. So come on,
Who
man.
the
Like
fuck is Prince? Who's Prince Andrew?
Prince Andrew of like, I don't know, doesn't another fucking part of the world have like princes and princesses?
Yeah, but what country is he from?
Ain't that the fucking I don't know. Where
England?
do you have? Yeah, Prince of England, shit, the Duchess in York or whatever the fuck they're called.
You don't want to fuck with England either. It's just like Bill Gates, man. You don't want to fuck with the princes and the queen and the king over there. There's no king, but you don't want to fuck with the royalty over there. They'll get you. They'll get you good.
Listen, I'm just allegedly. I'm just putting the information out there so people will know. It's not me. It's not me, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I just fucking wow. Just crazy shit what's going on. I just don't like how it's being like swept under the rug.
Yeah. But you
what
know
I
what?
mean?
We let it get swept under the rug, though. We let it happen because it's so easy for them to sweep it under the rug. It's so easy for them to control everything that we do and everything we think of
Yes.
and how we react, man. Like I know you probably want to keep talking about this a little bit. I'm going to jump onto another topic. We can come back if you want, but
Yeah.
the Ukrainian Russian thing, basically, they've been at odds forever, right? They just like Russia's a big bully to them. And on Instagram, there's a post saying that Biden met with Putin virtually, and all the comment because of the stirred up the heat that's going on in Eastern Europe, and all of the comments, 99% of the comments are just jokes about Biden, right? When nobody's paying attention to the fact that there's a potential war that's going on. There could be a war, actually. We'll never know. Russia could be fucking bombing them. They could be attacking them. Ukraine could be attacking back. But
you can't.
Everybody
Ukraine don't have the capabilities to attack back Russia like that.
No, I mean,
no way.
No, but they still
Russia's
defend
going there
themselves.
To take over. Yeah, they could defend themselves. Russia's going there to fucking pretty much take over, seize them.
Right. Yeah. But the fact that fucking this stuff goes on still, like Putin is a gigantic world leader and he's got nothing better to do than he can't just say, hey, you know what? Let's get a little peaceful here. Let's make some peace over here. I'm one of the superpowers in the world. But my point is that these people don't even pay attention to the headline of the, the violence that could potentially erupt over there. They're just more concerned about getting their 3 seconds of fame on an Instagram comment like, oh, I bet you Sleepy Joe fell asleep on that one. That's all it is. And I wrote something out there. I wrote something and I just deleted it because I was like, number one, nobody's going to pay attention to it. And it's just, you can't get through to these fucking people anyway, man. They don't care. That's all it goes to show you is that most people legitimately do not fucking care about things that the media doesn't tell them to care about.
Right.
It's
whatever narrative is what they want to push.
Yeah. They could have spun it up differently. Like, how about this? We need to stop international fighting and bigger countries being bullies over little ones. We need to stop that. And that'll get people pissed.
Right.
But they don't really care about that. Number one, because I don't know, international things, people will brush underneath the rug in a second. Like we always say, you bomb Iraq, you kill fucking 47 innocent people. You don't get the target that you were trying to hit. Did you even know where the target is? We'll never know. They were just like, okay, we'll bomb them. Nobody in the country gives a shit except for over there. And then you make more enemies. And then everybody wonders why these countries hate us. Yeah. And they're too blind to turn the eye on themselves and say, oh my God, well, this is why they hate you. This is why they hate us. You know what I mean? It's a fucking shame. But hopefully we find something out with this Ghislaine Maxwell trial because it's fucked up.
A lot of things is fucked up in the world. It's just another trial that I don't know. Hopefully we get some information. The public deserves some information, especially do you think like this kind of like organized child sex ring is just done by a bunch of like pimps running around the world. Like this is some deep shit, obviously. Like, you know what I mean? If it was just run by pimps around the world, I think our, authorities could pretty much flush them out. Don't you think? Like in the whole big scheme of things. So let's just hope for the fucking best, man, because that's some fucking crazy shit. But listen,
It's
you want to
same thing as what?
No, go ahead, Nick.
It's the same thing as like the drug shit, man. If the government gets kicked back on him. There's people that are protecting these sex rings and people that protect the fucking drug rings. You know, it's not rocket science to know that. We all know that. Right. Isn't that crazy? We all know that.
Guns going in and out of the country. We know that. We know we're sending guns to fucking Mexico. We have police sending guns to Mexico across the border, allegedly.
Allegedly, that's ignorant.
Fuck out of here. It never ends.
There's nothing, but nobody does anything about it because the problem is somebody's getting paid, and the people that are really up above are so powerful that there'd be nothing you could do to stop them and even if there really is nothing you could do, I realize, even if the numbers game doesn't even work because you don't know who these people are, number one.
Right.
And number two, they could just stop your food supply. They could stop your water supply. They could put another virus in the air. They have all these like secondary tactics to put you in your place at like that.
Right.
Isn't it fucked up that like when you were younger, we never thought like this, right? And for all we know, we could be completely wrong. But I really don't think that we are wrong. I really don't think that we are wrong. But when we were younger, you just thought everything was the way it was.
Yes.
There was no like, it was the boogeyman and like the Sandman, like a fucking Candyman and all that shit that was like bad. But the boogeyman is real. like Chris says, right? He's like, oh, there's always a boogeyman. But I'll say it in his voice. There's always a boogeyman out there. The bro. We love you, crazy Chris. But he's right though, man. There's always something that's like they're gonna throw at you, but the boogeyman is real.
Yo, do you know what changed though? Is fucking like nowadays, like, because back then we were younger, like we didn't have like any of the social media, any of this technology, get all this like information thrown at us. We only had was the goddamn television and radio, and they could have just been lying to us the whole time, like North Korea. They lie to their people all the fucking goddamn time. They think everything's fucking great over there, but meanwhile, half of them are fucking starving to death. But anyway, you want to take a quick commercial break, Nick, because we have a surprise guest that's going to come on after this commercial break. We're not going to keep him
out of here.
Yeah, we're not going to keep him on that long because he'll probably talk too much. I think you know who I'm going to have him on. Yeah, so we probably have to cut him off after a little while. But we're going to see what topics. You're going to give him a list of topics, and we're going to let him pick and decide what he wants to go with. All right, so we'll be right back with a special surprise guest on the Mix It Up podcast. All right, we are back on the Mix It Up podcast. I'm going to let this guy in the waiting room. He's in the waiting room right now. He's about to come in. Let's see who it is. Oh, I see a mic. The mic is connected to the audio. I'm surprised he knows how to work this kind of stuff. And it's just blank right now because he's probably there. He is. I see a forehead. I see a long head with no mouth.
What are you in a sauna? What are you in a hot tub? Like you in the fucking Iceland? He looks like he's in Iceland right now, and he's got like that smoky water behind him.
In Iceland.
I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, you look like you're in a steam room. Are you fucking like? Do you have like a shirt on? Put a shirt on.
I have a shirt on.
Oh, you do?
Don't go down low. Don't go down low.
I mean, I can't go down low. I don't have the capabilities. You're the only.
I don't know what you're
down low. How I don't know. I'm not there, bro.
I don't know. This is a different system than the last time I was on one of your TV shows.
No, it's the exact same. It's the exact same system. But welcome, Mike, to the Mix It Up podcast. This is our friend, one of my boys.
Why do you look like Weird Al Yankovic?
Mike Melerzo coming on this show. We're with Nick. Mike, Nick's going to give you some topics that we got left to discuss, and we're going to let you decide what topic you want to pick and talk about. Because I know you like to
I
talk.
hope it's something I know about.
We'll see. Nick, go ahead.
All right. This is what we're going
Nick
to
is
talk
very
about.
smart.
You look like
comes up.
you look like the type of person that would like to talk about mask mandates. Is that right?
All right.
Let me tell
I don't
you.
give a shit about
All
it.
right, let me tell you something. So this is what it. No, you know what?
I
This
think-
is what you're going
I'm
to talk about. You're
tired
going to
of
talk
it.
about. You're going to talk
I'm
about
sick
guns.
of it. That's what I said. That's it.
We're going to talk about gun control and the gun and the shooting that happened in Michigan. That's what we're going to talk about because you look like.
That's a good topic because I
Yeah.
actually talked about it the other day. So
All right, so tell us
I mean,
about
it's not a fun topic to talk
No.
about, but
I like to hear it.
I
I
mean,
didn't hear about it.
listen, I'm the type of dude. I'm pro gun, but like I also look at the situation that there is way too many in the last is it 10, 15 years of this repeated situation keep happening, and
It's Columbine.
we have to do something. Like either I don't know if we're gonna scare the living crap out of the people that are doing it because they're probably out of their minds anyway. You know what I mean? Like because it takes like whenever you get bullied or whatever the situation is that you go that crazy, like there's still a point in your head you're like, I'm about to go shoot up a whole fucking school. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm pretty much saying the end to my life right now. Like you know what I mean? Like so, but like what could you threaten? Like I don't know. There's so many like it's just happening too much. It's got like they actually got to make this a big topic now because like dude, we can't keep doing this. I think about my little nephew and I'm like, oh my god, like.
Yeah.
Like, listen, it's always been bullying. It has to be bullying. I don't know what it is because it's always like some of those type of kids. And I get their cause. I totally get like people like think I'm sick when I say it. Like, dude, I didn't say I would do it. I'm saying I understand their cause. Like, you know, you get picked on every day. You're gonna fucking flip the fuck out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, obviously these dudes are flipping out big time. How they're getting these guns is one thing. Because a lot of them, I think, are underage, or they 18. Maybe they can get it. Like, I mean,
You can get guns
no
anywhere,
matter what.
Melarzo. You could get guns
The
anywhere.
funny thing is, if you do the pro, like everyone always talks, oh, pro gun like this. Do you know how many motherfuckers we know that have guns that are illegal? Like how easy it is to get a gun. Like you know what I mean? Not the legal way. I know a lot of dudes that got illegal guns. I'm not gonna say who, but you know who you are. It's probably everybody. But
Good idea.
It's probably everybody.
It's everybody got illegal guns, according to Melarzo.
Yeah.
A lot of people got guns. A lot of
Melarzo,
people.
I want to hear more about like this pick. Did you get picked on where you thought about maybe shooting a group of people like your friends?
No,
Like your
I
friends.
never was a bully. I was never the one to be picked on either. But like but like I've had situations, but I handled it in class because I'm a retard. Like I remember one time when I was young, a kid tried to start with me like do something stupid, and I got suspended for a couple of days because I came back and I put a chair over his fucking head, and I was like, that ended that.
Yeah, see,
like,
but
that's but I understand that mindset. You're gonna mess with somebody, and you're trying to be nice, and you're like, oh, this, and I get it. You don't fit, and whatever situation, and you have to do something drastic, or it'll keep coming. Like I get that point. I get it. Not to the point where they're doing like guns. You can easily put a chair over somebody's head, guys, and just do it that way. Believe me, they'll learn the lesson, or maybe hit them with a hammer. I don't know. Like
Nick,
I'm just giving you instead of shoot up the whole school and the teachers. I don't
Right.
like. Did all these people do this shit to you? Like the teacher too. She was in on it. Like
Shit, Nick, were you ever bullied at school where you thought you would like want to fucking kill somebody or shoot up?
No. I was bullied, but I never thought of the thought never crossed my mind to grab a gun and shoot them. The only thought that crossed my mind was, am I ever going to punch this kid in the face?
Yeah. Well,
that should be their first reaction, man. It should be, I gotta punch him in the face now, but
no,
I gotta tell you, I gotta tell you something.
I gotta hurt this person really
like
bad.
Listen, this case is totally different than all the other cases. There was no bullying involved. All right. So my friend Anthony told me the details yesterday because I thought it was the same stuff like bullying, but this is how it goes.
I don't know it. Yeah.
This is what happened. So his parents bought him the gun. He was 15 years old. So they bought it and they were holding it for him.
That's a psycho family.
He went to school one day and he was looking up ammunition on his phone. So the teacher caught him, told his parents, and apparently his parents said, like his mother texted him, oh, don't worry, we're not mad at you, honey. Just next time, don't get caught. Right. So
that's nice. That's parenting.
So they catch him with pictures that he drew in school of him over people with guns, and the kids like crying like help me, right? Jesus. And then he apparently outlined it on social media like Facebook, to the point that some people didn't let their kids go to school that day because they thought that something was going to happen. Now, those parents should have called the cops, obviously. So there's a lot of like faulty things here. So
they know that he was coming to the next day to shoot him all. Probably
he put it up on Facebook. So he goes to school, right? He goes to school, and for some reason I can't remember what it was, but the teachers called his parents in, and they said, your son needs to go through a 48-hour psychiatric evaluation right now. Wow. And they said, no, that's not happening. No way. They leave. The kid goes into the bathroom with his book bag, comes out, and starts fucking shooting people. On the ride home, his parents are listening to the radio, and they hear somebody saying, there's a shooting happening right now at like this wherever in school, and they're texting their son, don't do it, don't do it. So then they go on the run. Okay. Wow. They go on the fucking run, and then they got caught. And now apparently they're letting their son have a court-appointed lawyer, and they hired their own lawyer for themselves. So like, they're just terrible, terrible human beings. This whole situation could have been fucking avoided, and something's wrong with that kid, obviously. And they said he wasn't bullied. He had friends. They said he was not fucking bullied.
Nick, this is the definition of like when parents are not supposed to have kids. Yeah, these are the people. That's the definition. You should not procreate.
They probably do drugs. They look. I think I saw a picture of them on the news thing. They're like, they look like two crackheads.
Yeah, they all fucked up.
If it's the picture, I think it was like, you know what it is. So many stupid things happen on the news. I try not to watch. Then all of a sudden, like you guys mentioned, like, oh, that shit. Oh yeah, I saw something on that. Dude, this is what's the problem. It's too much of a norm that you're like, oh shit. Like, hasn't nobody shot up a school in a week? Like, you know, like,
right? Like,
what's going on?
What are we waiting for, people? Like, even like me, like I bully Malarsic sometimes. Malarsic, didn't I bully you one time leaving Nick's house when it was like icy conditions on the road? Do you want to tell that story?
I don't think you bullied me. I think you were just a dick.
That's
how I would put it.
What happened in that story?
Everyone sees nice Mike. I don't know if they use your last name, but this guy here that looks like Corky.
We do. I'm not Corky. I look like Corky.
Brian, I think you should leave.
Mike Trader.
I slipped on Nick's outside of his house because for some reason, I don't know, he doesn't use salt or whatever. You know, fell down.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
His driveway on it was more the sidewalk, but whatever. Slammed my knee where I'm in pain. I thought I broke my knee for a second, but I didn't. But throughout the pain, my chicken palm wedge that I had from Dunwoody, which you fucking in a brown bag, got thrown across the street because that's how much pain I was that it just went chuck. He's from across the street. First thing Mike says, "Oh, are you all right?" Not walking over like concerned, like still on his side, like, "Oh shit, I gotta go over there." Like, you know what I mean? Like, dude, get up. Like, I was about he's gonna hit me with that stuff. Then comes over and I say, "Yo," I was like, "Get my chicken palm out of the street." And you know what he does? He fucking boots my chicken parmesan over to me where I'm in ridiculous amount of pain. And I'm like, the pain went away for like 5 seconds because I looked at him like, I was like, did you just fucking boot my fucking chicken? And it's a chicken palm wedge, guys. Like,
I just kicked it back to you.
It's going to leave a stupid foot mark. I ate the sandwich still when I'm home because that was my dinner. But I had to fucking train his foot mark in my sandwich because he booted over me. He had no decency to pick it up.
I didn't kick it like I was kicking a fucking 35-yard field goal. I just fucking kicked it back in your directions. I didn't want to bend over and like risk myself getting hurt. And it's funny, when you went down, you were like, you went down in like two separate like motions. First, you were like, you went down and you're like, ah. And then you went down again and you're like, ah. It was like two ahs, and it was hysterical. I was laughing. It was just funny.
I realized when I fall now, because I did it again, and I haven't done it since then. I twisted my ankle like what was it, 2 months ago? When the Halloween party was, a month and a half ago, right? And it's the only time I ever drank. And somebody didn't tell me that somebody slipped on the floor and got beer over thing. And I come over thing, and my one leg goes one way, and my ankle twisted the other way. Where everyone thought I was joking. They're like, "Oh, he's so funny." I'm like, "Dude, I'm in major pain here, you fucking idiots." Like, you know, like everybody thinks it's a comedy act. Like, movie? Yeah, I like to go out and twist my ankle. And then, but trainers was worse. I still tell that story to people because it's just, it's honestly, I call it typical trainer because like I would not expect anything else from Mike. Like if he actually had the decency to pick it up and hand it to me, I would probably had a heart attack in shock right there.
Right. I kept you alive.
So him booting it wasn't that much of a shock. I'm surprised he didn't pick it up and eat it in front of me. Like, dude, you're not gonna eat it tonight.
I'm like, get that chicken parm out of my way.
Malarzik.
And not to mention the other thing. Enough on Mike. Here's the other part. Nick, whose house it was, he heard it outside. He didn't really want to come outside either. He was like, I hope he's all right. Until
no. I thought it was I looked out the window. I could have sworn I saw somebody walking a poodle down the street in the snow, in the ice. But it was Malarzik rolling around on the floor. I was like, oh, who's walking a dog right now?
You were way off.
And then my mom, like, I think started calling me. She was like, I think your friend's dead outside.
She was right. She was right. The crazy guy in the neighborhood drove by and shot me.
Yeah. We won't mention that crazy guy's name.
No.
Malarzik, I want to ask you
if he's watching, I don't want to deal with him.
I want to ask you this. I want to put you in a scenario, and I want to see how you would react in this situation, all right?
Okay, go.
Because I don't know why we were going to talk about this topic. I could just picture them putting you in this place and then the whole place shutting down because everybody couldn't handle you, right? So in Australia, in a part of Australia, one of the states, if you're in contact with somebody that's tested positive for the coronavirus, they're locking you up in an internment camp for 14 days. Even if you test negative, you are stuck in this little box room. And if you go outside of that room, you have to wear your mask. If you go to if you step off the porch, you have to wear your mask. If you don't, they fine you $5,000. And you cannot leave this place. And if you like give them a hard time, they keep you there longer. They have this power to keep you there longer. So I just picture you in there telling you stories, like to the point where people are like, fucking mace this guy, chase him, shut him the fuck up. And then they're like, shut the whole fucking place down. That's it. It's over.
Well, do I get to see other people or I'm in the box by myself?
You get to see people from your porch.
Right.
So another porch in the area?
Yeah.
It's a bunch of porches, and you'd be yelling your stories out to everybody, and then everybody just kill themselves because they're sick and tired of hearing it.
Would be like, why can't I fucking what happens if there was like hot girls there? Like why can't I go talk to them and like do things like they got the same thing you think I got? Like, you know what I mean? We're on our own little island. I got to sit in my little stupid box.
That's what they're doing to people, though. They're legitimately grabbing them from their house. This one woman they found out that she was next to somebody because of like her scooter. She was riding a scooter or something and they tracked it or some shit like that. So they show up to her house and they're like, okay, we're going to come back and we're going to test you. They come back, the cops come back, throw her in a fucking van and send her away for 14 days. And she's over there fighting with them. Like, I don't understand. We're all testing for negative. We're all testing negative here. And they're like, well, you're in the hot zone over here. It's real contagious over here. She's like, how does that make any sense? Nobody's tested positive.
I seen that too. How's it fucking a hot zone, you fucking asshole?
I probably
right there. You got a close line
in the beginning, but like if they like zapped me and did all out, I'd probably be like, all right, there's no reason for this. I'm not gonna get out of here. There's obviously way more guards than me. Yeah. So I'd probably just deal. I would probably try to be friends with them. Like, yo, when can I get the fuck out of here? If they told me like years, then I'd be like, go suck a dick. Then I'm gonna do whatever I can do to get the hell out of there. Like,
I heard it spread to like the kangaroos and shit out there now too. The kangaroos fucking have COVID. So if you were interacting with like kangaroos in Australia, you could get fucking COVID.
I got a better question. You guys just made me remember I think it was your last show with Crazy Chris. I watched it and you were telling him what animals you would like to fight. Why not fight a kangaroo? That is hysterical. One, they're going to kick the shit out of you, but it's funny to fight them. You know what I mean? Like, even if you lose, you're like, damn, where did that fucking punch come from? You know what I mean? Because they fucking punch you.
Did you see the video? There's a video, like if you type in Google, like man punches kangaroo in the face, because there was in Australia, there's a kangaroo that had his pet dog in a headlock. You know, diesel kangaroo. He had the dog in the headlock. The dog's like trying to get out, and the man comes running over, and he's like trying to yell at the kangaroo. And then all of a sudden, the kangaroo releases the dog, and the kangaroo fucking squares up.
Yeah,
and my man's like this, and my man caught back. He's just like whack, like punched him square in the face. The kangaroo's like all shook. He went back like this, and then just like kind of just stared at him for like 5 minutes, and fucking the dude just fucking ran back in the house. It was hilarious.
I've been wanting a show for years. I've been telling like people, like either like we have a show with animals, different like certain people live and drink with like orangutan, and then you have fight like, oh, this week like mud wrestling, like nah, fuck that. Kangaroo fucking fight in a KY jelly match or some shit. That shit would be hysterical. Because I think their punches they hurt, but they're like not. It's their fucking their leg when they jump up and blast you. You get really fucked. Yeah, that's like what I heard.
Like a horse.
You know what's funny? I've had this conversation with so many people that I know what it is to fight with kangaroos, because I've had people that this guy in the neighborhood, he used to go down to Australia, which that's another subject for another time, because I've told him numerous times to bring back a koala bear because I want one, and he won't do it. Like, you know, he says like they don't give them up. I'm like, they got so many of them, they can't get one. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, but whatever. That's, you know.
So you're Molasik, your end
He knows
of
who he
days.
is if he's watching.
Molasik, your end of days, like you're hoping like the end of days for you is like kangaroos take over YO, and then you have to go out there and just fucking battle them. That's what you're hoping for.
I don't know about that many, because you know, you would have to. I'm not fighting all of them. You know, that's crazy. They'll kick the shit out of you. Like, but like, you know, like, but if it was a one-on-one, I would do it for the fun of it. I mean, like after a while, if like his punch was like, oh my god, this guy's, it's like Mike Tyson. I don't know my name anymore.
I feel like, you know, they're not sticking and moving though. You know, I feel like if you bob a little bit and you fucking right hook them, they're not throwing hooks. They got to they're just jabbing you to death, you know?
Well,
right.
I heard one of their main moves is that they try to get close to you to take their two little arms and hold your head, and then they power blast you in the chest with their feet.
Oh shit.
That's what he's trying to. That's what he's trying to do. The dog. He had the dog in the headlock. That's exactly what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
That's why his owner came and rescued. It's like this. We're talking about kangaroos like they're professional wrestlers.
Like I would love to see these fights. Like, you know what I mean? Like it would be, I mean, even better. Get the kangaroo drunk. Get you drunk and let it go. Like, go. Let's see this shit.
Get the kangaroo drunk.
Yeah, dude. For years, never at the
get up some Fosters. Australia for beer.
We had it. We really did. Which, you know, through the owners of the place of the bar, he found out and he didn't really want it. But we couldn't get. We really tried to get orangutan up for the Christmas party one year. We like you could rent them down in Miami or something like that, or I think Florida or something. And we were gonna get orangutan because I love those things. Like,
what are you gonna put? Are you gonna put them on a first class flight? Like an orangutan,
no,
like
I
fucking
think somebody would have had gone down and drive down and bring them up. You know what I mean? Or maybe you pay the guy. I don't know. We didn't get that far on it because the owner found out, and you know, he kind of was like, "Dude, what are you guys doing?" Like, yeah, I was like, "Dude, he'll be fine." By the way, his name is Louis. You know what I mean? Like, you know, just don't call him the orangutan.
dude, I'm watching this kangaroo fight. By the way, that's what I'm doing right now. It's fucking.
They're hysterical.
I can't even believe that kangaroos are a fucking creature. They are scary.
They are scary. They're diesel.
Dude, they're diesel. They just hop away like demons. They're demons. They're demons.
Yep.
You know,
they just want to fight.
Like certain animals, it would not be fun to fight because it would just be like, dude, he's gonna destroy you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but some animals would be fun. Like, you know, like I think a kangaroo, orangutan might not because they're really strong. They might chuck you somewhere where, you know.
I'll tell you, if you own a dog, you do anything. Like, if we got coyotes here where we live,
Barkley,
like if I
definitely.
if I
God, I would love to see Barkley in a headlock by a kangaroo on your front lawn.
Fuck you, man.
That would
blast
be.
that
I would
thing.
pull up. Honestly, that would be a great Sunday when we used to watch football because, like, you pull up and all of a sudden you see all these people outside, like stepbrothers, when they were having the awesome fight. They're like, "Oh my god, this fucking trainer's dog and a kangaroo going at it."
I would
try to fight.
I would fight the kangaroo, no doubt. I
You
would fight
have
him
to.
straight.
It's your
Yeah,
dog.
it's
You
your
love
dog.
him.
You have to. Like whatever. I don't care what animal is. That dude, he's getting stabbed with a screwdriver or punch in the head. When I take my dog for walks, I carry his fucking shank with me. Like, I don't know. Like sometimes people have like pit bulls in the neighborhood because of
Why
where
do
we
you
live.
carry his shank?
Like, I don't give a like if they come up and attack my dog or attack me, like they're gonna get stabbed right in the eye. I don't give a fuck. You keep that dog on a leash, and if
You're
he's
gonna
coming
be
to
on the
attack my
news.
dog, you're dead.
You're gonna be on the news. Yonkers guy.
Give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Yonkers lunatic. My dog was just going to say hello and he killed it.
You know what's funny? You know when you live in a city that has so much crime, that won't even make the like it'll make the news, but like we won't even watch it because it's like stupid shit happens every day. You're like, maybe because it's a white guy. We're like, oh, look at this idiot. He fought for his dog. He had a shank, this crazy guy.
All his neighbors will come out and get interviewed, and they're like, yeah, we always knew he was a little off. He's wearing these stupid glasses, and he's always screaming from his room about football players and O.J. Simpson. Oh, no, that's Odell Beckham, right? I don't know. He's a psychopath.
He always yelled. You know what's funny? That's when
Every
you find
Sunday.
out that really if your neighbors like you. They'll like the news you have to get arrested. You're in jail. You're sitting in the news. You're like, you son of a bitch. I never liked you either.
Yeah.
Right. Then I get out and fucking whack all them with my shank.
Yeah.
And, my kangaroo boys that I fucking met up in prison with.
You know what's funny? Like, most people don't know who we live. Like, that's kind of like, I understand your level of why you're doing that for your dog. Because, like, something stupid can happen. Like,
Of course.
it always does. Like, you know what I mean? But, like, most people that are, like, nice people that live in really, they're like, what the hell is this guy? What's this guy's matter? What the hell? You know?
Dude, it happened.
It's
It happened to my sister's dog. My sister has a beagle, and their neighbor, like a dog, like wasn't on the leash or got loose from the backyard, bit fucking the beagle. Bit my sister's dog. Needed like staples on his fucking like bridge of his nose. He had scars there, and like I told him, I was like, dude, that's why I carry a fucking shank with me, because if some shit like that happened, that dog's getting fucking stabbed. Now, like, I mean, sure. They paid for all the vet bills to get the dog all the stitches and shit, but that's a traumatic experience.
You actually shanked this thing up.
Yeah,
No,
did
I
you
don't
take
give
a
a
toothbrush? Did you grind the toothbrush down to make it a point, or did you just take a fucking steak knife out of your kitchen?
Yeah, I fucking.
Do you
I
have
was
like
fucking
tape
shaving
around
that
it?
shit down and shit. Like, I got a shake with me. I'm fucking okay.
I'll come over to your house. I'm like, yo, where's all the toothbrushes? It's over here, motherfucker. Like,
Why is that razor attached to a Colgate fucking brush?
yeah. Like, damn, man, you gotta get out of that room, man.
Yeah, the war room.
Yo, yo, like, yo, be freaking seeing Ed, I'll shake you. Like, what?
Well, I see. It seems like you need better lighting in wherever place you're at now. It looks like you're at a disco place. Lights keep going on and off.
TV's on. It's late, man. Like, it's it's New York. Wherever you guys are, it's New York.
It's late. All right. Well, speaking of late, Nick, what other topics we got to discuss while Melerzo is here?
Well, we only have really one more topic. It's the mask thing, the mask bandits. So what they're doing is going around, like people are saying now, the good old saying, why do I have to wear my mask in the restaurant and then I could take it off when I get to my table and eat, right? I can eat for 2 hours there. So now the people that are for the masks are saying that you shouldn't be able to talk at the table. So you not only should, they're like, yeah, you're right. You should have to wear the mask to your table and then you should eat in silence. And there's doctors that are saying it too.
Like,
Yes.
I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
Doctors are saying like,
Nick, why are you talking, Dick? Don't you
yeah.
see the sign?
It's like the quiet car on the Metro North. But this one doctor says that students should not speak during lunch. Silence is the key. But you know what I said? You know what I thought? I wasn't able to talk at lunch in Catholic school. If I talked at lunch, I'd get detention. So really? I'm used to that shit. We could. I mean, maybe we'd be able. No, actually, no, we'd be able to talk. But if you got too loud, you're gonna get detention. We could talk.
That.
Yeah, I can see
that. Dick. Yeah.
But imagine these fucking psychopaths that are like, yeah, you're right. No talking while you're eating at the restaurant. It's silent restaurants.
Fucking crazy. Fuck
I mean,
you, people.
You know what it is? This is what I think. No matter what it is, this is why people go crazy. I don't really go crazy with the shit. I think it's retarded. Like the mask, or wear it, don't wear it. You know what I mean? I actually have asthma, so I used to hate when you have to wear the mask and you'd be in a store and it'd be long and you'd be sweating. You're like, I can't breathe. Give me my Dunkin' Donuts coffee so I can get the fuck out of here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, but I think this is what it is. What nobody ever realizes, that some of the people that come out with all these crazy things, we have retard people that have high jobs, and some are smart and some are not, where they're coming up with these things because they're nervous ADD fuck, where they're like, dude, you can't talk. I'm telling you, I'm like, you psycho motherfucker, bro. If I can't just do these little things, then let's just die. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here? Like, you know, like, dude, you made us stay in for like, I don't know, what was it, 6 months to a year that we were all sitting here looking at each other, watching Netflix. I didn't even know what Netflix was. I watched the whole Narcos thing all fucking in 2 weeks. Because that's what I had nothing else to do. Like, what you literally, you know what was funny? Going out at night and not seeing anybody, but seeing cars just drive around because they're like, hey, man, what's up?
Waving to you and shit, keeping their windows fucking and their doors locked.
For real, you made the entire world, or at least America and Italy too, like, they're still like that over there, I think. But like, you know, you made the whole world a jail. You literally made it a whole jail where everybody's sitting there like, you know, your next door neighbor is your cellmate. Yo, what up?
D block.
Yo, I didn't even see them. I would come outside sometimes and I'd be like, yo, this is crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, but like, I get it. Everybody's scared. I was scared in the beginning because, you know, you didn't know it. You're like, you know, every moment I didn't have a breath. I was like, I got it. I don't know how I got it, but I got it.
Yeah, it got me fooled too in the beginning. Yeah, in the beginning, I was fucking tight too.
So paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for real. Like, I think one day I told my brother, I said, dude, I went to Dunkin' Donuts. I think I got it. I fell asleep last night. I couldn't breathe. I was like, dude, and I have asthma. Like, you know, I didn't. Then all of a sudden, when I actually got it later on in the year, when they was like opening things up and they told me, I knew they were going to say it because I get a cold and stuff like that. So the guy does the one thing is hilarious. I go into a hospital that does the test because they didn't have anybody outside. So I go into the hospital and the nurses and everybody's like, what the fuck are you? They yelled at me when I came in the doc. They're like, what are you doing in here? And I'm like, what do you mean? This is a fucking hospital. Whether I have it or not, you got to take care of me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? Like, go outside. I'm like, holy shit, you, like, it's the craziest. And then they come outside and jam a stick with it. And I said to the guy calls you the next day. He's like, yo, you got COVID. I'm like, fuck no, I don't have it. I got a cold, man. He's like, well, you got to run these through. I was like, yeah. Drink orange juice, do this. I got it. Like, you know what I mean? But I listen, and I'm not saying it's not serious. I'm not. Because I know people that died and stuff, and they haven't figured out the whole damn thing. I mean, people died of the flu, guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, like,
people didn't die of COVID. Melerzo, people didn't die of COVID. They died of all their underlying conditions. Maybe it came out. No, it came out in a study now that the people that died of COVID had at least 3 or 4 more underlying conditions that contributed to their death. It wasn't just COVID.
I agree with you. But then, like, I agree with, like, now they got, what is this new one? The Amari or whatever that.
Yeah, Amari Stoudemire fucking variant and shit from the Knicks. It's shit.
Yo, what is going on? Like, all of a sudden, it's like, you know what you got? I just thought of it. You got fucking, like, you know what's funny? If you get the HIV now, it's like, I got the HIV. I'm all right.
Right. I only got herpes. It's only herpes, guys.
Look at my dick. It looks like a crater, but it's fine.
It looks like the fucking moon.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Like, for real. Like, you meet a girl now, I'm like, I don't got the Amari. I don't got the COVID. I got herpes. She's like, I can deal with that.
Bring that herpes dick over here.
Hell yeah. Like, you know, like, I remember as a kid when the HIV came out, it was holy shit. Like, you know what I mean? Magic got it. We were like, we're all gonna die. If he's gonna die, we're all.
Yo, when Magic Johnson got the HIV, I was like, oh no, I play basketball too. Does that mean I have it? It was fucking like 1991. I was like 10.
Nothing to say. I have man. But like, I have to say, I remember like when it came out, we were like young kids, right? And everybody, like, I don't know, in our area, remember they were like, not like young or the Bronx, but like Mount Vernon had like a high hip thing. They were like, yo, I ain't fucking no girls from from Mount Vernon. Yo, forever I did. When I found out a girl, like any of us found out a girl was from Mount, oh, you from Mount Vernon? She probably was like the night, like, you know, we're like, nah, man, I ain't messing with you. What's your zip code?
I'm on the borderline. I'm right near the trade station. I'm on nope.
Yeah. Yo, you got dumb nervous. Like, yo, that bitch is from Mount Vernon. Like, did you move there recently or? But
born and raised, bitch.
Yo, born and raised, not doing it. You're pretty. Maybe call me in a few years when this thing calms down. You know, but I just feel like everything they do. I'm like, you know what it is? I'm so tired of everything. Like, you know, you're just tired of like news is so bad to watch. It really is. I tell people this is what news is. 29 minutes of like fucking crazy shit that makes everybody mad, and then they leave you with a panda story that makes everything happy. A new panda was born in the Bronx Zoo. Oh,
yeah,
everything's okay. But 29 minutes of this guy shot this guy, the Amari's everywhere. Like, what happened? Who's this Amari thing? Where's this coming from? Africa?
Amari.
Yeah, but like, and then like, I get it. Like, you know what's funny that people get so mad? Like, I remember because like in the Bronx, they still do that. And like, I was at a pizzeria at my haircut place, right? So I go in the thing, and I didn't know that you can't wear masks. But like, the lady asked me in the pizzeria, he's like, yo, do you have a vaccine? I said, yeah, I got the card, but I don't have it on me. Like, who the fuck carries it? Like, you know, nobody asked me that.
Everybody carries it, Melerzo. Like, you're supposed to, so you can get in places.
I guess so. But like, you know,
it's like an ID now.
You know what's funny? When you walk into a place, because I'm vaccinated, I just don't wear the mask because I don't want it. And I walked in, I remember like, what was it, a Walgreens or something? I walked in, everybody had a mask on. And I usually go into places where like, you know, some people do, some people don't. Dude, it looked like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah.
Yo, I got the look from everybody, and I'm like, oh. Yo, the best is like, when you don't think. The only time during the pandemic I didn't wear the mask is when I was ever drunk and I would walk in a place because you're not thinking. You're like this, and everybody's looking at you like, dude, and like staring. I'm like this, like, what do you want? I'm thinking dudes are starting with me. I'm like, what do you want, dick? You gonna start with me? Fucking, you know, I'm just trying to get a Slurpee and go the fuck home. Like, you know what I mean? Like 7-Eleven. You know, like fucking, but I remember the lady asked me in the pizzeria to go back. That she's like, oh, well, if you don't have the vaccine, can you just go outside and eat? I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, thank you. So many people argue that. I'm like, why? Why argue it? Like, you're just mad about your life. If you're going to fight some pizza lady or some guy over, like, oh, fuck you, man. I'm going to fucking kill you. Or the opposite, that somebody doesn't see somebody with the mask on and they start with that dude. Like, dude, everybody chill the fuck out, man. Like,
everybody's all hyped up about it. Like, they want to fight each other over a fucking mask. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, you're gonna tackle somebody. I'm killing you.
It's not like I'm running over to somebody and licking somebody's fucking face. You know what I mean? It's fucking, you know, it's weird.
It really, dude. Listen, I get it. It's just that paranoid, but I don't know. Like this, you know what? Even in the other problem, like somebody asked me the other day, like with all the, like you said, the shootings and all this stuff, everything. People, like, they said, why does this keep happening? Because there's just people that. Everyone, they need it. Their lives are so miserable, or whatever, or they think it is. They need a cause in life, whatever the cause is. It's why all these people, the left, the right, they're all flipping out about stupid. Like, dude, like, you know what I mean? Like, I honestly don't like either one. When you meet both sides of that stuff, you're like, oh god, dude, you're fucking way too much in it. Do you know the politicians? You know what they think? They don't give a fucking ass about us. You know what I mean? They get to go home and fucking eat their fucking mooning and stuff. I wouldn't. Think about if you were rich.
Eat their what? Politics. They get to eat their what?
Not their ass. Like shrimp. I said shrimp. Maybe I said ass. Oh, that's for later.
You said shrimp? You said it sounded like Moon Day.
Creme brulee?
Like shrimp. Well,
I heard creme brulee.
No, I'm thinking of, I couldn't think of, what's that rich shit that everybody used to get for proms? And I was like, it's nasty shit.
Caviar?
Yeah, never ever like that shit, like rich shit. They're like, oh, eating their caviar. Well, whatever.
Yeah, why was that associated with rich people to fucking? I always remember watching like fucking like the toy or Different Strokes. Let's have some caviar.
Yeah, or fucking
fuck?
like, you know what it is? I don't like.
I don't know
do
what
rich
caviar
people
is.
really eat that stuff, caviar, or even like
fish
you know they
eggs.
have that pet.
Yeah.
Like you ever see those parties that they always portray it? It's always shit food. Like
I've had it
something that
before.
you wouldn't like. Everyone's like, "Oh, caviar is awesome." I seen it. It looks like shit. I would never eat it if fucking it was $1. Like you know what I mean? Like,
It was $1.
like no, but I'm saying oh, like so many things. Like oh, there were like so many things.
So many things.
No, so many, like all right. I was talking to my brother today. Remember how everybody talked about like that big shot that would cost $200 in a club, in a bar, the Louis 13. It comes in a nice bottle and stuff. Well, we drank it one night because like our friend Mirage, God bless you, still there. He's locked up, but we still love you.
Love you, Mirage.
Yeah. So he had a manager restaurant, you know it. So he had the bottle. So he was like, all of us are hanging out. He's like, fuck it, we're never gonna pay for one of these. He just poured over. Meanwhile, for the restaurant, I'm like, fuck you, we're drinking for free. We did a shot of it. I wouldn't pay a fucking $5 for that damn shot. That thing tastes like ass. Like really. It's not Johnny Blue when they talk about that shot being expensive, it actually tastes good. There's some things, but imagine tasting Louis 13. You paid $200 in a club and you're like, I'm about to throw up. Like
Johnny
you know,
Blue's good.
That's like doing a shot of, I don't know anybody that loves, they do it because you want to get wrecked quick. But like when anyone ever did a shot of moonshine, everyone's like, it's awesome. I'm like, yeah, it's awesome. I can't breathe.
I would never do a shot of moonshine.
Moonshine's all right to sip on. You can sip on it. You can't fucking
no fucking way.
Dude, I shot it down one time. I couldn't breathe for like a minute and a half. I was like, I'm gonna die. And those guys back in the day, dude, you know how bad they wanted to get drunk back in the 1800s? That they're like, we got moonshine.
Pure alcohol. Pure fucking alcohol.
I'm good.
It's like drinking peroxide. The shit you pour on a fucking wound. They fucking drank that shit.
Oh, you can light that thing on fire. Any alcohol that you can light on fire, or you could drive it, you could put it in your car and drive it. Yes, gas, moonshine. That's something that I don't think you should put in your body. It's like it's like I did it. I was stupid last year, but I did it as a bet. You know that crazy chip that's hot that everybody was going crazy about, the Reaper, the Carolina Reaper?
Yeah.
Don't do that chip.
No shit.
But thank God I did it with like a partner, the kid Max, and then they were like, I mean, not Max, whatever his name is. So we did it together because you need somebody, because you actually got to look at somebody like, you're with me on this, right? Because it gets hotter and hotter, but it's so hot. Like the minute I did it, 20 seconds in, I mean, you could do the 5 minutes. You could take the pain if you could take spicy food. You could take it. It hurts, but I've never felt like that pain where I was just like, this is, you know, ever have that thought you ever did something, no matter what it is, and you're like, right from the beginning, you're like, this is just stupid. I should have never done this. This is going to be bad for the next fucking whatever. I remember, let me tell you something. And he was right, the guy. He goes, it's not so much the taking it down and being in your body for like a day. It's going to the bathroom. Woo! Dude.
When it comes out with flames?
I've never been a man where you cry on the toilet. You're like, oh my God. I prayed to the gods. I swear to God, I'll never do this stupid shit again.
You were praying.
Dude, I remember I was in a restaurant that like the next day watching football, because I did it on Saturday night, Sunday, and I had to go to the bathroom, and I knew it finally cleared up. You heard me is in this restaurant watching the football with some of the guys. I was like, woo! It's back! Because the burn was unbelievable, bro. Yeah.
Well,
let me tell you something. It's not the hottest thing I've ever had, but it's fucking hot.
That's a lesson for all the kids out there. Do not fucking take any hot food, because eventually that hotness is gonna come fucking shooting, flaming out of your butthole. But
what was the thing that Nick that time? Remember that time with the show? He told us that kids were doing, and we were like, why would they do that stupid shit? Like, remember they were pouring alcohol in their ass or taking those pod things and stuff. And we were like, what? Remember that was
Tide Pods.
Yeah, like who sits there? And I know we've grown up with people where I've been at parties where somebody's like, you want to do that? I'm like, no. But like they do it.
Because
Like,
people are
somebody,
fucking
I remember
dumb
at
as
a party,
rocks.
this one kid was like, he put acid on his eyes, and he was like, yo, you got to put acid on your eyes to make it go through. I was like, why would you want to do that? He goes, you could go blind. Right then and there should be enough to tell you what the fuck are you thinking, bro.
Or
But you
fucking,
understand, the high is amazing.
or don't do fucking acid. But listen, man, we gotta go on this Mix It Up podcast. Mike, before we go,
Why? You got to do a 2-hour version. It's Christmas time.
oh, we on every week, Blar. So like and subscribe to the podcast. Do you have any parting words to leave the viewers this week, Blar? So you got anything to say?
I don't know who's watching, so no.
And that's it. That's a wrap with Mike Blarsic. Nick, where can they
Good seeing
find
all you people.
Nick, where can they find us on the Mix It Up podcast?
On the Mix, you can find us at the Mix It Up Pod on Instagram and Twitter.
And then coming soon, we're
YouTube.
gonna have a website for the Mix It Up
Oh, wait.
podcast and the Big Blue Offensive. So keep an eye out for the website. Yes,
Mike,
Blarsic,
tell
before
him.
we go, real quick.
Nick, tell them the story quick of what you did to me when I asked for water at your last thing. What you still got that glass?
I put it in a martini glass, and he's never lived it down.
Hey, sometimes when you're at somebody else's apartment, you fucking take what you can get. You're lucky he just didn't pour it in your hands and make it drink
Listen,
out
I
of your
love
fucking hands.
I love
Oh,
you
wait.
guys, but like, I would come over to do these things, and I love both of them. But like, Nick's got a cat that tried to kill me because I get allergic, and then they make me drink thing, and then I fell that night. That was the whole night. That's why I was like, I ain't doing this no more.
That was the same
Yeah.
night.
That was the same night.
Yeah, same night, yeah.
You know, is that cat still alive?
Yes, she's invincible. She's gonna live forever. She's ageless.
And then I got a dog that wanted to try to kill Malars again. He left there having asthma attacks. But with that, we gotta fucking go. So we'll see you later, guys. Malars, say goodbye.
Talk to you later. Been
All right,
fun.
peace.
Later, Malarzik.
Later, Malars.
Later.